Dalton Kincaid having the best catch percentage of any prospect coming out since the analytics in the NFL really got started. Don't think for a second the Buffalo Bills aren't going to feed that in 2023. But welcome to my channel here, Bills News Consolidated. We got to discuss it. All the things here for the Buffalo Bills that are just going to make this season explode. What is really going to happen if these players step up to the plate? You know, and first on the list, I already mentioned Dalton Kincaid, our first-round draft pick, having the best hands of any prospect statistically since sports science, since the NFL analytics came out. This is absolutely huge, and that's an area the Buffalo Bills struggled at last year in 2022. We were ultra efficient on third down, fourth down, the most efficient team in the NFL. There is no reason why our offense, we should have been the best offense in the NFL last year, but what was it? It was the fact that we weren't scoring touchdowns. We weren't scoring points, especially when we got into the red zone. The Buffalo Bills didn't have really a red zone target or a second option to Stephon Diggs. When things got tight, it really made the problems on this offense that it intensified those problems down in the red zone. So I think having a Dalton Kincaid, having the stickiest hands of any prospect ever on the Buffalo Bills on a team that struggled scoring points last year, I really think Dalton Kincaid is going to be that red zone target for the Buffalo Bills where Josh Allen could just use his arm strength and nunchuck it right in there, throw it right in the chest of these tight ends. How often do we hear that? Sometimes you just throw the ball right in there and it just sticks. They grab it. And Dalton Kincaid is the perfect prospect for the Buffalo Bills to start putting up the points in 2023. And I really think the Buffalo Bills have another player on this team that needs to step up to the plate, and it's really Gabe Davis. Now, we have a bunch of different positions on this team where we have backups, we have depth, whereas if Gabe Davis doesn't step up or if he gets hurt again, we have a guy like Trent Sherfield sitting there. Even a Khalil Shakir maybe bounces to the outside if an injury. Also, rookie Justin Shorter, right? Deontay Hardy's going to mix in probably on the perimeter and the slot too, different packages. So we really need the most out of Gabe Davis this year. We really need the most having a second option to Stephon Diggs. And I know I mentioned Dalton Kincaid, but really a true perimeter or a slot threat for the Buffalo Bills would be absolutely huge. Now going to the defensive side, what happened against the Bengals? That last game of the year, Brandon Beane says is so important to get a true telltale of yourselves. You know, we didn't have DaQuan Jones, and the Bengals really ran it down our throats with Joe Mixon. They were able to just slice and dice. They were able to utilize that entire offense. So I really think the Buffalo Bills bring in Poona Ford, a free agent, to really be that depth gap filler to DaQuan Jones. In case DaQuan Jones ever goes down, we have Poona Ford being there. And keep in mind, Jordan Phillips was definitely hurt last year too. He wasn't playing 100%. So I really think these guys so far, right, absolutely staples to the Buffalo Bills. And then on this offensive line, we need a lot from this offensive line. Connor McGovern, David Edwards, or Osiris Torrance, even Spencer Brown or Brandon Shell, all these guys needs to be sorted out to protect our franchise and Josh Allen. So really, I really believe, you know, we got some other players like Kyer Elam, Dane Jackson, Christian Benford, really who is ultimately going to step up and play opposite corner, and then really Trey White, you know, catching some flack saying he's not the same player after that injury, you know, but having a full offseason, having a lot of time to work this year to trust his knee, I really think Trey White is going to come back the better version of himself in 2023. Greg Rousseau, Boogie Basham, Shane Ray, Leonard Floyd, AJ Epinesa, this defensive end position, really what is going to happen? Will Von Miller even start the season? Will he start on PUP? Maybe it is a strategy to put him on PUP, keep him out the first 6 weeks, make sure he's healthy, make sure he's 100% ready to go, give us a little bit of time to make that determination between AJ Epinesa, Boogie Basham, you know, Shane Ray, Leonard Floyd. Maybe we opt to trade one of those players if in the first few weeks they're balling out of control. So I think the Buffalo Bills need to keep this all in mind. And really, I was just traveling across country, and I spent a lot of time thinking about the Buffalo Bills and knowing that we have to get through the Kansas City Chiefs, knowing that we have to get through the Cincinnati Bengals still. And, knowing that and understanding kind of what the Kansas City Chiefs have in the Cincinnati Bengals, like what are they fortunate enough to have? And really, when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs with Andy Reid and Chuck Spagano, and everything that's going on there, Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce, all the weapons and everything that they have, I don't think the Buffalo Bills will ever bring in a coach with enough expertise and knowledge on offense as Andy Reid. So I really believe that is the Kansas City Chiefs' competitive advantage, is that they have a head coach in Andy Reid, one of the best quarterback coaches in the NFL, creative genius on the offensive side of the ball, probably the best on offense right now in the NFL with all the experience that he has. And then he has Patrick Mahomes, who he's groomed behind Alex Smith, and then Travis Kelce, and they did have Tyreek Hill. So I really believe, that is their competitive advantage. Cincinnati Bengals, Brandon Beane kind of called it out. They were drafting very high in the NFL drafts for years. Top 10 picks year after year after year, coming away with Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase. That's pretty crazy stuff right there offensively for the Cincinnati Bengals. But when you look at it, I think our coaching staff is fully capable of stacking up with the Cincinnati Bengals coaching staff, when it comes down to player personnel. It's really going to boil down to who has the best players, because if the Kansas City Chiefs have the best coaches, if they're going to be able to outcoach the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals, it's about drafting and developing. It's about bringing in players, hitting on these draft picks. Every single one of the draft picks that we have to hit on. And the Kansas City Chiefs hit on Isaiah Pacheco last year, right? Unbelievable talent later in the draft. That is what the Buffalo Bills need to do to catch up to the Kansas City Chiefs. We need to have better player personnel. And I really think we are starting to do that. Cyrus Torrance, Dalton Kincaid, a lot of players, Dorian Williams, Justin Shorter, Brandon Beane admitted we need to get more out of these rookies. It's faster. So I really believe a lot of these players, including our rookies, really need to step up for 2023. This is a big time year for the Buffalo Bills. Will we see Osiris Torrance, Dalton Kincaid, Justin Shorter get involved, and Dorian Williams? Will he start at middle linebacker? But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Any comments, feedback, questions, drop them down below in the comments section. I do have an Etsy store too. Free shipping is available. You guys can get Buffalo Bills merch, so check the link in the description. But I appreciate you guys. Go Bills.